Get the lead out. Denver7 Investigates is going in-depth on new home lead tests that promise to help end lead poisoning.
They're cheap and simple, but do they work? And what other solutions are out there to protect your family from lead poisoning? Jacqueline, you decided to put this new technology to the test in your own home as well as in the newsroom?
That's right, and I will tell you what we found in just a minute. But first, we have all seen the headlines. Lead found in everything from faucets to formula. And we know lead poisoning is a serious issue in Colorado. A 2021 study showed an estimated 72% of Colorado children under age 6 had lead detected in their blood. So a lot of us have this on our radar and on our social media feeds. Next time you find yourself doom scrolling, a neon green glow
Look at that.
might fill your feed.
That's lead.
People testing everything from baby bottles to bathtubs for lead. At a time when lead poisoning is a serious concern, Denver7 Investigates found new home test kits use new technology, touting more reliable results than the swab tests of the past. I wanted to put it to the test myself, so I ordered the kit on Amazon. Okay, so it comes with the drip bottle, the spray bottle, and the flashlight. The basic idea is simple. Pick a surface, spray the reagent, and shine UV light.
If you see green, you know that there's lead. It only reacts with lead.
Sander Terpstra is CEO of Lumetalix, the first test of its kind. He says chemists in the Netherlands accidentally discovered that a salt called methylammonium bromide bonds with lead crystals. A chemical reaction, and the compound turns fluorescent under ultraviolet light.
This is a complete new technology. It's about 1,000 times more sensitive than the common swabs that you find in the market. So we think it is the best thing available right now.
But this new technology is not yet approved by the EPA. And Denver7 Investigates reached out to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which sent a statement. Lead screening should be done with an X-ray fluorescence machine. Lead testing kits sold commercially are generally unreliable and should not be used.
I'm going to start with the front door.
An XRF machine is what Allison Barbie uses.
I want to make sure I get a reading with the thickest amount of paint.
She's with the Colorado Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program, and today she's demonstrating how she looks for lead in my home.
This is the test result. There is 0 lead content.
Yay! I'm very happy. That's good. Why are we all so concerned about lead?
When ingested or inhaled, it can cause behavioral, learning, and cognitive disabilities, as well as other health symptoms as if it stays in their system for a long time.
She says the primary source of lead in homes is lead-based paint, but the state also offers to test everything from dishes to spices to water for families with children who test positive for lead poisoning. And while the state does not use the new at-home tests,
we appreciate the innovation that industry has. We applaud that it allows Coloradoans to do these tests in the home. But if they are concerned, especially if they have kids, we do recommend having their children tested and at a minimum talking to their healthcare provider.
Like, you can't even see some of these particles, but then when you shine the light on them, they're super obvious.
Even the makers of these new lead tests tell me there are limitations.
With fluorescence spectroscopy, we're just looking for a color change, which indicates the presence or absence of lead.
Eric Ritter, known on Instagram as Eric Everything Lead, owns Fluorospec Inc., the second test kit to come on the market using this technology. The Consumer Product Safety Commission still says tests like these are not necessarily reliable.
I would say that that's partially true. Obviously, you can't detect all lead, especially if it's buried. So if there's lead below the surface, you won't be able to know anything about it until you actually touch the chemical to that lead. So that could give people a false sense of security.
He says the test does not work on the type of lead in food and spices, can't be used to test water, and doesn't tell you how much lead is in the object.
The problem is that they give false negatives.
Tamara Rubin, known on social media as Lead Safe Mama,
We're really not getting any green glow.
says these tests may also give a false sense of security, since she says she's seen false negatives on products she knows contain lead.
If the spray kit gives a false negative, then somebody has a sense of security. Oh, this item is safe.
So this has a lot of lead in it.
It has lead in it.
For example, in our tests, the state found my favorite tea saucer had high levels of lead with its scanner. But the saucer did not react with our at-home tests.
No lead.
It was accurate, though, in finding that my walls, doors, and other painted items did not have lead. The test makers say no test is perfect, but this is the best at-home, inexpensive technology to date. So we hopped on the lead testing bandwagon and put the newsroom under our UV light.
Clear.
From mugs to tchotchkes to whatever this is.
All right, you're clear.
On the bright side, most things didn't glow.
We got lead.
But every time something did, it was a bright green reminder. Lead is still in the things around us. And shining a light on the issue is what we do. For Denver7 Investigates, I'm Jacqueline Allen.
Oh, this is so eye-opening, Jacqueline. And I think the big question is now, if something does test positive for lead, do you just throw it away?
Yeah, great question. I definitely asked that after my favorite saucer tested positive. And, not necessarily, as long as it's not damaged, depending on what the item is. The state specialist, Allison, told me I can still use it or display it, but I might not want to microwave it or eat something acidic off it. So it sort of depends on the object.
So probably want to use some caution with
Exactly.
those. As far as those at-home test kits, this could be a way to raise awareness about lead-tainted goods.
That's right, and there is some nuance here. We also need to be aware of the test limitations, like the things it can't test well or potential false negatives when we're considering this. And if you want to know if your child could be at risk of lead poisoning, the state does have a 1-minute quiz. You can scan the QR code here on your screen, and you can take that quiz there.
Well, so informative.
Yeah, such an interesting topic.
All parents are worried about.
That's right.